Abandoned supercars in Dubai? We are where those abandoned supercars and the damaged supercars go to rest.
Dubai. The name alone conjures images of gold-plated cars, gravity-defying skyscrapers, and a city pulled straight from the future. But behind the filtered luxury and Instagram fantasies lies a reality far more complex and far more disturbing. This is the city where multi-million-dollar supercars are abandoned like trash, where half-built islands sink into the sea, and where foreign workers outnumber citizens 5-1, yet hold none of the power. In just a few decades, Dubai has morphed from barren desert to global spectacle. But at what cost? Environmental collapse, economic overreach, and growing inequality threaten to destabilize the very image it's built upon. This isn't just about flashy malls or mega towers. This is about what happens when a city builds faster than it thinks. These are 20 warning signs the world can't afford to ignore. In the scorching heat of Dubai's endless dunes, a strange and haunting sight greets the eye. Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Bentleys, left to rot under layers of sand. Windshields caked with dust, tires deflated, keys still in the ignition, and sometimes handwritten notes of apology resting on the dashboard. It looks like the aftermath of a war zone for the wealthy, but the truth is far more unsettling. These aren't stolen vehicles or movie props. They're the casualties of a system that punishes failure with prison. Under the United Arab Emirates' strict debt laws, defaulting on a loan can mean jail time. There's no bankruptcy protection, no second chances. So when business ventures collapse or the markets shift, expatriates, who make up the majority of Dubai's population, often vanish overnight. They flee the country in panic, abandoning everything: homes, businesses, and yes, their high-end supercars. Thousands of these luxury vehicles have been found deserted at airports, hotel garages, and desert outskirts. It's an open secret, and it's even spawned a niche tourism trend. Curious travelers snapping selfies next to what they call supercar graveyards. But behind the spectacle lies something darker, a city built on image, where success is worshipped and failure is erased like it never existed. The presence of these decaying machines disrupts the polished illusion Dubai works so hard to maintain. They're reminders that beneath the surface, beneath the gold-plated ATMs and gleaming skyscrapers, there's fear, pressure, and silence. Because in Dubai, you don't just risk money when you gamble big. You risk everything: your freedom, your future, your life as you know it. The abandoned supercars aren't just bizarre relics of excess. They're warning signs, symbols of a place that promises paradise, but demands perfection. And for those who can't keep up with the fantasy, the desert becomes their final parking lot. In a city defined by extremes, Dubai's Miracle Garden is perhaps its most poetic contradiction. 50 million flowers, blooming in synchronized chaos, right in the heart of a blazing desert. Petunias, marigolds, geraniums, meticulously arranged into giant butterflies, castles, and even a life-sized Emirates Airbus A380 made entirely of blossoms. It's bright, it's beautiful, it's unreal. But nothing about this garden is natural. Open on Valentine's Day in 2013, the Miracle Garden spans 72,000 square meters of floral spectacle. It holds multiple Guinness World Records and serves as one of the city's most Instagrammable destinations. Tourists flock to it in winter, when temperatures are survivable. Couples propose under flower arches. Children pose with Disney-shaped topiaries. It's engineered to feel like magic, but maintaining this illusion comes at an invisible cost. In a region where water is more precious than oil, the garden demands millions of liters of desalinated water just to stay alive. These aren't desert-friendly plants. Each petal, each vine, each shrub requires constant care, chemical treatment, and a water infrastructure that stretches the very definition of sustainability. Dubai uses energy-intensive desalination plants to turn seawater into irrigation gold. That water is then pumped through underground systems to keep the blooms fresh, while just outside the garden walls, native landscapes remain parched. It's a striking metaphor, artificial beauty thriving in an environment that can barely support life on its own. And it's not just the water. The garden is open only from November to April, shutting down during the city's searing summers, when temperatures soar past 50 degrees Celsius. Even nature is forced to comply with the schedule of spectacle. So while the miracle garden dazzles the eye, it also provokes a question. What does it mean to build something so fragile in a place so harsh? Is it a triumph of human ingenuity, or a warning that we're pushing nature too far for the sake of aesthetics? In Dubai, beauty often masks the burdens beneath. In the golden sands of Dubai, tradition and technology have collided in one of the most surreal sporting evolutions the world has ever seen. Robot jockeys riding camels. For generations, camel racing was a cherished Emirati pastime. But behind the nostalgia lay a darker truth. Child jockeys, some as young as 4, traffic from abroad to ride these animals at high speeds under grueling desert conditions. Global outrage eventually forced reform, and in a move that shocked both critics and fans, Dubai made a radical pivot, replacing children with machines. The result? A bizarre spectacle of camels sprinting down dusty tracks, each guided by a lightweight, remote-controlled robot strapped to its back. These robots, often wearing colorful racing silks and waving tiny whips, are operated by trainers speeding alongside the track in SUVs, shouting commands via walkie-talkies. It's tradition reinvented through wires and Wi-Fi. But don't be fooled by the novelty. This is a high-stakes industry. With races drawing millions in prize money, camel owners now invest heavily in training, breeding, and tech development. The robots have become increasingly sophisticated, featuring GPS, heart rate monitors, and real-time data feedback. Some even have speakers that play the owner's voice, calming the camel mid-race. And the camels? They're treated like royalty. Specialized diets, spa-like grooming routines, and training regimes rival those of Olympic athletes. Yet, critics still raise questions about animal welfare, heat stress, and whether replacing exploited children with machines has truly addressed the ethical imbalance, or simply shifted the focus. This technological upgrade isn't just about ethics. It's about optics. Dubai wants to modernize without abandoning its cultural roots, to show the world it can be futuristic and traditional all at once. Camel racing with robot jockeys is a perfect metaphor. Heritage rebranded for the global stage. It's a spectacle that encapsulates Dubai's identity. Futuristic, flashy, and fueled by an obsession with reinvention. But as wires replace children and camels gallop in circles for sport, one has to ask, is this progress or just another PR illusion? Dubai often markets itself as a cosmopolitan utopia, a place where the world comes together in harmony. But behind the sleek skyline and choreographed advertisements lies a demographic reality that's rarely discussed. Dubai isn't a city of citizens. It's a city of transients. Out of over 3.5 million people who live in Dubai, less than 10% are actual Emirati citizens. The rest? Expatriates, migrant workers, temporary professionals, people from India, Pakistan, the Philippines, the UK, Nigeria, drawn here by opportunity, contracts, or necessity. They build the towers, serve the lattes, trade the stocks, and keep the city humming. But here's the catch. Almost none of them can ever become permanent residents, let alone citizens. There's no path to citizenship for most foreign workers, no matter how long they stay. Your presence in Dubai is tied to your job. Lose your visa sponsor, your employer, and you have 30 days to leave. This has created a uniquely artificial population dynamic. Entire communities live in Dubai for years, even decades, without the security or belonging that permanence brings. Children born and raised in Dubai often know no other home, but still remain foreigners under the law. For many, it's a place of limbo. You live here, but you don't belong here. And then there's the labor divide. While wealthy Western and Gulf expats enjoy luxury high-rises and private schools, millions of South Asian and African workers live in cramped labor camps on the outskirts of the city. Their wages are low. Their passports are held. Their rights are often limited. The system keeps the machine running, but at what cost? Dubai's growth depends on this delicate demographic balance. It's a city powered by people who can be replaced, a population that's fluid, not fixed. The result is a vibrant but volatile human ecosystem, one that can shift overnight with economic shocks, visa reforms, or global crises. It's a human puzzle that raises tough questions. Can a city thrive without a stable sense of community? What happens when the people who build your dreams are never allowed to stay? Step inside the Dubai Mall, and it's hard to tell if you've entered a shopping center or a city of its own. Sprawling over 12 million square feet, this megastructure is the largest mall on Earth, housing more than 1,200 shops, an Olympic-sized ice rink, a colossal aquarium, a luxury hotel, and even an indoor souk. But beyond its jaw-dropping scale lies something deeper. Dubai's vision of consumerism as entertainment and even identity. This isn't just retail therapy. It's retail theater. Everything is curated to overwhelm the senses. One minute you're walking past Gucci. The next you're watching sharks glide overhead in a 10 million liter tank. It's capitalism in its most seductive form, air-conditioned, gold-plated, and Instagram-ready. And the numbers back it up. The Dubai Mall attracts over 100 million visitors annually, more than New York's Times Square, Niagara Falls, and the Eiffel Tower combined. But this isn't just about footfall. It's about the story Dubai wants to tell, that luxury is a lifestyle, and this city is its showroom. Yet for all its grandeur, the Dubai Mall also reflects the city's contradictions. While shoppers sip $30 lattes, migrant workers just miles away live in cramped labor camps, building the next extravagant structure in Dubai's relentless pursuit of more. The glittering facade masks an undercurrent of inequality that's rarely seen in the selfies. What's more, the mall isn't merely a place to shop. It's an escape from the heat, the desert, and sometimes reality itself. It runs on artificial environments, ice rinks in a sun-scorched land, aquariums in a water-stressed region, and endless lights powered by imported energy, all carefully designed to distract from the fragile sustainability hiding behind the spectacle. The Dubai Mall is a marvel, no doubt, but it's also a mirror, a place where visitors project fantasies, and Dubai reflects them back tenfold. It's consumption not just as activity, but as identity, as culture, even as tourism. And in that glittering reflection, one question remains. How long can a city sell the dream before waking up to the cost? Rising 828 meters into the sky, the Burj Khalifa isn't just a building, it's a statement. A steel and glass exclamation mark punctuating Dubai's ambitions, declaring to the world, "We've arrived." When it opened in 2010, it shattered every record. Tallest building, highest observation deck, fastest elevators. But beyond the numbers lies something deeper. A symbol of the city's relentless pursuit of global prestige, no matter the cost. It towers over the desert like a monument to modernity. Designed by Adrian Smith and engineered by Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, the Burj Khalifa was modeled after the Hymenaeal flower. Its construction involved over 12,000 workers, millions of man-hours, and an estimated $1.5 billion. Its shimmering facade can be seen from 95 kilometers away, its spire visible even from neighboring Emirates. It's more than a skyscraper. It's Dubai's vertical identity. But what happens when a symbol overshadows substance? The Burj Khalifa is often half empty. Luxury apartments sit unsold or unoccupied. Many of its lavish residences are owned by offshore entities or wealthy investors who rarely set foot inside. Meanwhile, the cost of living around it has skyrocketed, creating an ultra-elite zone that feels disconnected from the rest of the city. Critics argue that the building, while breathtaking, represents an imbalance between spectacle and sustainability, between appearances and everyday realities. Yet it still draws millions. Tourists wait in long lines for the at-the-top experience. Fireworks light up the tower every New Year's Eve, broadcasting Dubai's image across global news feeds. It works. The Burj is a magnet for attention, a vertical brand. And perhaps that's the point. In a city where perception is power, the Burj Khalifa doesn't just break records. It shapes narratives. It tells a story of how far Dubai has come and how high it's willing to climb. Even if some floors remain dark, even if reality doesn't match the hype, the Burj stands. Dazzling, defiant, and alone at the top. It's sleek, spotless, and eerily silent. Dubai's driverless metro isn't just a marvel of technology. It's a symbol of the city's obsession with automation, control, and spectacle. Stretching over 89 kilometers, it holds the Guinness World Record for the world's longest fully automated metro network. But behind the record-breaking numbers lies a deeper story, one that reflects the contradictions of a city racing toward the future without ever fully confronting the past. Opened in 2009, the Dubai Metro was designed to ease traffic, reduce emissions, and offer residents a glimpse into the city of tomorrow. Trains glide past futuristic towers, gold-clad shopping malls, and empty plots where mega-projects once promised a utopia. No drivers, no delays, and rarely a speck of litter, just algorithmic perfection humming through the desert. But like many things in Dubai, this perfection comes at a cost. While the metro system is world-class, it's also deeply segmented. The trains may be autonomous, but the society that rides them is not equal. In fact, train cars are divided by class. Gold class for premium ticket holders, women and children-only compartments, and then general class for everyone else. Its mobility stratified. Moreover, the metro reveals another layer of Dubai's economic puzzle. It's a system largely built and maintained by migrant laborers, many of whom may never afford to live near the stations they clean or the rails they laid. The metro brings the city together, but it also reminds you who gets to sit where and who doesn't. Still, Dubai's commitment to innovation is undeniable. Driverless shuttles, AI-powered security, and biometric ticketing are slowly being tested. The city dreams of fully autonomous transport by 2030, with drones and robot access in the pipeline. But the bigger question remains, can you automate progress without confronting inequality? Dubai's metro is an engineering triumph, yes, but it's also a mirror. It shows us a city in constant motion, where the destination is always the future, but the baggage of the present quietly rides along. In most cities, gold is luxury. In Dubai, it's identity. Here, gold isn't just worn, it's consumed, flaunted, and woven into daily life. From gold-covered lattes to ATMs that dispense gold bars, the metal is everywhere. It's not just wealth, it's a performance. At the center of this glittering culture sits the Dubai Gold Souk, a marketplace shimmering with 24-karat jewelry and bricks of bullion. On any day, tons of gold move through its stalls, traded over casual conversations and mint tea. It's part economy, part theater. Historically, gold offered security, portable wealth in uncertain times. In Dubai's early days, it flowed in through loose regulations and discreet deals. That legacy hasn't vanished. It's just grown shinier. Today, gold is branding, gold facials, gold cars, gold in your dessert. For tourists, it's a thrill. For influencers, it's the perfect post. For Dubai, it's image control. But beneath the glint, contradictions appear. In a city of vast inequality, gold celebrates excess while migrant workers build a dream on bare wages. It's sparkle over substance. And yet, Dubai leans in a place obsessed with visibility. Gold isn't just decoration, it's validation. In Dubai, glitter isn't superficial, it's strategic. Imagine living in one of the world's most futuristic cities, yet lacking a traditional address. That was everyday life in Dubai for years. People gave directions using landmarks. Next to the mosque, behind the supermarket, White Gate. Navigation was more art than science. In 2015, Dubai municipality launched the Makani system, Arabic for my location. This digital innovation assigns every structure and plot a unique 10-digit code. That code links directly to precise GPS coordinates, accurate down to the doorstep. No street names, no zip codes, just numbers that take you exactly where you need to go. For a city expanding at lightning speed, Makani isn't a luxury, it's essential. With neighborhoods rising overnight and new developments constantly reshaping the skyline, old-fashioned addresses couldn't keep pace. Makani brought order to the chaos. But it also reveals something deeper. In a place obsessed with height, shine, and spectacle, navigation happens through invisible data. No signs, no memory. Just code. Makani is efficient, futuristic, and perfectly Dubai. Still, there's a strange irony. A city built to be seen now depends on something you'll never see. When a city outgrows maps, what else does it leave behind? In Dubai, even nature can be redesigned. The city's artificial islands, Palm Jumeirah in the world, aren't just engineering feats. They're statements of ambition. Built from sand and rock dredged from the sea, they rise like man-made myths in the Persian Gulf. Shaped for luxury, status, and spectacle, Palm Jumeirah, shaped like a giant palm, is home to elite resorts and private mansions. The World Islands, crafted to mirror a map of Earth, offered buyers a chance to own Brazil or honeymoon on their own Greece. It was a fantasy built for billionaires, but reality hit hard. Many islands remained undeveloped or abandoned. The 2008 financial crash froze progress. The world began sinking, literally and financially. Grand visions faded into logistical nightmares and unpaid debts. Environmentalists warned of marine disruption and coastal erosion, but those voices were drowned by construction and hype. Today, these islands symbolize both triumph and trouble. Tourists flock to Atlantis and cruise the Palm, unaware of the fragile foundation beneath. Dubai created land from water, but the sea is creeping back. What began as a dream of limitless expansion now faces erosion, rising tides, and economic strain. Dubai's islands float between glory and ghost story, monuments of what's possible and what's precarious. The Dubai frame is more than an architectural landmark. It's a metaphor in steel and gold. Rising 150 meters into the sky, its two shimmering towers are linked by a glass bridge, framing a perfect visual split. On one side, old Dubai with its humble roots. On the other, the soaring skyline of ambition. Opened in 2018 and costing over $60 million, the frame offers more than just a view. It invites reflection on Dubai's transformation from a fishing village to a futuristic metropolis. The glass floor at the top adds thrill, while the setting forces visitors to consider the journey between past and present. But beneath the gloss lies tension. The original design came from Mexican architect Fernando Donis, who claims he was never fairly credited or paid. Legal battles followed, highlighting the ethical gaps in Dubai's rush to greatness. Symbolically, critics argue the frame reflects what Dubai often avoids, the messy middle. It showcases history and progress, but says little about the lives lived in between. The migrant labor, the pressure, the inequality. Still, the frame draws thousands. It's Instagrammable, impressive, and unforgettable. A golden portal between two worlds, and a silent reminder that beauty can also obscure. In January 2022, Dubai quietly redefined its weekend. The shift from Friday through Saturday to Saturday through Sunday aligned the city with global business norms. On the surface, it was a simple calendar update. In reality, it signaled a deeper cultural compromise. Friday, long sacred in Islamic tradition, was more than just a day off. It was a pause for prayer, reflection, and family. But as Dubai pursued global investment and competitiveness, the Friday weekend created friction, too little overlap with Western markets. So the government changed course. The public sector moved to a 4.5-day workweek, with Friday as a half day to preserve its spiritual value. Private companies were urged to follow. For international investors, it was a smart move. For some locals, it felt like something valuable had been quietly traded away. Family rituals shrank. Mosque attendance now competes with Zoom meetings. What was once a collective exhale now feels rushed. The change reflects more than work-life balance. It reveals the city's priorities. Dubai will reshape even its cultural rhythms to stay in sync with global capital. Tradition here is flexible. Sacred time can be rescheduled. Because in Dubai, relevance isn't inherited, it's negotiated. Dubai has long sold itself as a land of opportunity. No income tax, no corporate tax, no capital gains. For entrepreneurs, crypto millionaires, and multinationals, it looked like paradise. Wealth could grow tax-free under endless sunshine. But the system isn't as simple as it seems. Instead of traditional taxes, Dubai collects revenue through hidden channels, hefty licensing fees, mandatory local sponsorships, visa costs, and inflated real estate. It's not tax-free. It's tax-shifted. You pay, but in ways that don't appear on a tax form. Then came a change. In 2023, the UAE introduced a 9% corporate tax on qualifying profits. Small by global standards, but clear signal. The zero-tax era is fading. Beneath the luxury lies a dual economy. Wealthy expats enjoy financial freedom. But migrant workers, who build and sustain the city, face long hours, low pay, and limited rights. There's no tax, but there's a cost. Dubai's model has also drawn scrutiny for enabling money laundering and financial secrecy. Offshore accounts and shell companies thrive in the regulatory gray zones. The city's low-tax lure is no accident. It's calculated. But as global eyes focus and economic tides shift, even Dubai may have to rewrite the rules. Dubai is one of the safest cities on earth. Tourists stroll late at night without fear. Luxury cars sit running outside cafes. Lost wallets are usually returned untouched. Order here isn't just expected, it's enforced. But that security comes with strict rules. Dubai operates under a zero-tolerance legal system. Minor infractions, like social media posts, public displays of affection, or even casual drug possession, can result in jail or deportation. The line between freedom and offense is thin and often unclear. The city surveillance network is vast. AI-powered cameras, facial recognition, and digital monitoring are embedded across malls, airports, and public spaces. You're always being watched, even if it feels invisible. Dissent is not tolerated. Public protests are banned. Criticism of the government or religion, even in private messages, can carry serious consequences. Many visitors have been blindsided by laws they didn't know existed. Yet, for many, that same rigidity is the appeal. Dubai offers security, order, and predictability in a world of unrest. It's a silent trade-off. Comfort in exchange for compliance. In Dubai, safety isn't just a feeling, it's policy. And the price for peace is constant vigilance. Dubailand was pitched as Dubai's answer to Disneyland, a mega entertainment city spanning 278 square kilometers, twice the size of Disney World. Theme parks, shopping districts, artificial lakes, dinosaur lands. Nothing was too outrageous. Announced in 2003, the project drew global headlines, billion-dollar investments, and high expectations. It was bold, sprawling, and seemingly unstoppable. Then the 2008 financial crisis struck. Investors pulled out. Construction stalled. The desert began to reclaim its space. While a few attractions like IMG Worlds of Adventure and Global Village were eventually completed, most of Dubailand remains a ghost of its original vision. Driving past it now feels surreal. Roads lead nowhere. Half-built skeletons stand sun-bleached and forgotten. It's as if a fantasy city was whispered into existence and then silenced mid-dream. For Dubailand isn't just a failed project. It's a symbol of unchecked ambition. It shows how quickly billion-dollar plans can evaporate in a city that lives on vision and risk. And yet, the dream lingers. Officials still hint at revival. New renderings appear. But locals call it the mirage, a fantasy forever chasing its own reflection. Dubailand was meant to outshine Disneyland. Instead, it became a desert monument to dreams that dared too much. Dubai's success is often linked to oil, but that's only part of the truth. Unlike its neighbors, Dubai had limited oil reserves from the start. When crude was discovered in the 1960s, leaders knew it wouldn't last, so they pivoted fast. Instead of depending on oil, Dubai diversified. Today, less than 1% of its GDP comes from petroleum. Tourism, aviation, real estate, and finance took over. Emirates Airlines became a global icon. Skyscrapers rose. Free zones and zero-tax policies attracted billionaires and corporations. But trading oil for ambition came with risks. Dubai relied on foreign labor, high-stakes borrowing, and non-stop development. The 2008 financial crash exposed its vulnerabilities. Projects stalled, markets panicked, and Abu Dhabi had to step in with a $20 billion bailout. Yet Dubai kept going. AI cities, mega events, and futuristic business hubs became its new fuel. Still, questions remain. Can a city built on speed and spectacle sustain itself long-term? What happens when the shine fades? Dubai's diversification is remarkable, but its engine runs hot, and slowing down isn't part of the plan. In a city where summer hits 50 degrees Celsius, skiing sounds impossible until you enter Ski Dubai. Tucked inside the Mall of the Emirates, this indoor snow park spans 22,500 square meters with real snow, 5 ski runs, and even live penguins. Temperatures are kept at -2 degrees Celsius year-round, creating a micro-Arctic oasis inside a desert megamall. It's more than a novelty, it's a statement. While most cities adapt to climate, Dubai invents its own. Ski lifts glide overhead, while shoppers browse in summer clothes below. It's surreal, spectacular, and undeniably ambitious. But this winter dream comes with a cost. Maintaining freezing temperatures in the desert demands massive energy, raising concerns about sustainability and carbon impact. Critics see waste, others see brilliance. Ski Dubai isn't just entertainment. It's engineering defiance. A cold, snowy badge of pride in a city built to challenge the possible. Here, winter isn't weather, it's willpower. Before the towers and luxury, Dubai was a quiet fishing village on the Arabian Gulf. Its economy centered on pearl diving and small trade. That changed in the mid-20th century with the discovery of oil. But Dubai's rise wasn't just about oil, it was about reinvention. In 1971, with the formation of the UAE, Sheikh Rashid bin Said Al Maktoum set a bold vision. Build a future that didn't rely on oil alone. Through the 1980s and 90s, Dubai launched into hypergrowth. Free zones, tax breaks, and massive infrastructure attracted global business. Then came the skyline, Burj Al Arab, Palm Jumeirah, Burj Khalifa, each project pushing the limits of possibility. By the 2000s, Dubai became a global gateway, where East meets West and tradition meets spectacle. Luxury wasn't just lifestyle, it became a brand. But this rise wasn't without cost. Debt, labor controversies, and environmental strain followed. Still, the ambition didn't slow. Dubai wasn't discovered. It was engineered, built to impress, designed to last. And now, that grand experiment faces its next test. Dubai sells a dream, luxury, safety, and tax-free living. But beneath the shine, stress lines are forming. Economically, Dubai leans heavily on real estate and tourism, industries vulnerable to global shocks. The pandemic exposed a risk. Hotels emptied, projects stalled, and expats left in droves. Recovery looks fast, but deep concerns linger. With debt over $80 billion, is Dubai pushing beyond its limits? there's also a human toll. Migrant labor fuels the city's growth, yet many workers face harsh conditions and limited rights. Despite reforms, the kafala system leaves thousands in precarious situations. Surveillance is constant. Expression is tightly controlled. Environmentally, the strain is rising. Water use is unsustainable. Cooling the desert burns through energy. Man-made islands are sinking, and climate pressures are only growing. Dubai's model depends on endless expansion, but expansion has limits. As global expectations shift towards sustainability and accountability, Dubai must evolve again or face the consequences of its own momentum, because even a city built to defy gravity must eventually reckon with the ground.